Speaker. So Birthright Citizenship, which as I speak has not come down yet, but it helped hundreds of thousands of formerly enslaved people in Louisiana. Now, do you, as a constitutional lawyer and representative to the descendants of some of those people who were enslaved, agree with the president that it should be done away with?
What was I missed the first part of the question.
It helped hundreds of thousands.
No, what was
it has not come down yet, but do you agree with the president that it should be done away with?
What has it come down?
Birthright Citizenship. The last case has not come down yet, but do you agree?
Birthright Citizenship. Yeah, okay, look, yes, as a constitutional lawyer, I got lots of opinions on this. Okay, understand what the framers did, and when we added this to our constitutional order, I understood what the intent was. I think anybody
just came down.
That decision is children born in the United States, parents unlawfully or temporarily present, are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. What's your reaction to that, Mr. Speaker?
Well,
This is real time.
I need to read the opinion, okay? But obviously you could say that's a textualist, originalist view. However, I do think that this has been grossly abused in recent years. California is destroying every American's faith in our election system by dragging this thing out and counting ballots for weeks on end after an election. It's absurd. And I think the court missed this one. It's 5-4, and I think it went the wrong way. And he said, well, the states get to decide how to do that. Now, there is some question as whether we can tighten that statute and make another run at that. So we're looking at that in detail. I'm going to make sure Congress does everything possible to ensure free and fair elections. Everything within our jurisdiction in every way possible. I can tell you every Republican in the Senate and the House is committed to that, election integrity measures, even to say that you have to be a citizen to vote in America. There are Democrats who will not vote for that, even though it's already part of federal law. It's not enforced in the blue states. They will not vote for the enforcement there. They will not vote on federal elections for you to have an ID when you show up to vote. That's a 90-10 public opinion issue, at least 80 in almost every survey. Everybody understands the common sense that Democrats won't help us. We've got to do it on our own.
Mr. Speaker.
So Birthright Citizenship, which as I speak has not come down yet, but it helped hundreds of thousands of formerly enslaved people in Louisiana. Now, do you, as a constitutional lawyer and representative to the descendants of some of those people who were enslaved, agree with the president that it should be done away with?
What was I missed the first part of the question.
It helped hundreds of thousands.
No, what was
it has not come down yet, but do you agree with the president that it should be done away with?
What has it come down?
Birthright Citizenship. The last case has not come down yet, but do you agree?
Birthright Citizenship. Yeah, okay, look, yes, as a constitutional lawyer, I got lots of opinions on this. Okay, understand what the framers did, and when we added this to our constitutional order, I understood what the intent was. I think anybody
just came down.
That decision is children born in the United States, parents unlawfully or temporarily present, are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment Citizenship Clause. What's your reaction to that, Mr. Speaker?
Well,
This is real time.
I need to read the opinion, okay? But obviously you could say that's a textualist, originalist view. However, I do think that this has been grossly abused in recent years, okay? And that is the case that was being made by the plaintiffs in the case, and we are very sympathetic to that because it is a serious problem. We have it's become a birthing tourism, they call it, a trend where people will just come and you just come onto the soil and have your child, and then they're able to avail themselves of the welfare state and everything else. It's been abused. It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted and overused and abused. And so I'm sure that we'll continue to look at that. I mean, I'm sure the conclusion from this opinion is going to be that you got to amend the Constitution to fix that. As we all know, it's a big challenge to amend the Constitution. It's only happened 27 times in our whole nation's history. And the reason is because you got to have 2/3 of both chambers of Congress and 3/4 of the states to ratify. It's usually at least a many years long process and very complicated. We'll see. I'm sure there's going to be lots of discussion about that. I will say I'm very disappointed in that outcome. I think it subjects the country to serious challenges going forward, and we'll have to deal with it as a Congress.
Mr. Speaker.
Front row, I'm sorry.
On the housing bill, the president said yesterday that the housing bill is unimportant in his view compared to the Save America Act. I know you want to see the Save America Act passed, but Do you share that view that the president said yesterday? He seemed a little bit dismissive of the bill.
No, look,
And then in your conversations with him, are you confident that it will become law, that he will not veto it? And then are Republicans missing out on that opportunity for him to sign a piece of legislation that you all described affordability as a big issue in the midterm election?
Yeah, it is. The president has a lot going on, and I think it's safe to say he's not read through every line of that piece of legislation. It's a lot to it, and a lot of great things. And he and I have spoken about it quite a bit. He understands all the dynamics here. What he was saying, and legislation. What he was saying is, in comparison to ensuring election integrity, which is now represented by the Save America Act, nothing is as important, because you cannot maintain a constitutional republic unless you have free and fair elections. The government of, by, and for the people is ultimately and foundationally dependent upon that. That's what the president is saying. We all agree with that. By the way, so do the American people. And that's not to say that there are not also incredibly important issues, and the cost of living and affordability is among them. It's top of mind. I've spent 6 hours in the Oval Office in the last few days. I think 4 hours on Thursday, over 2 hours yesterday. We talked about all this in great length. The president certainly understands the importance of affordable housing. As he's noted yesterday, he knows as much about housing as anybody, because that, in many respects, was part of his portfolio career. And he understands that we've got to reduce the age of the average first-time home buyer from in their 40s to their early 30s and get back to some sensible market conditions. Now, he also points out that interest rates are a major factor in that, as we all know. Anytime there's a housing boom, there's lower interest rates, and it spurs on that activity. But there are also input costs and the cost of construction and the barriers to entry. We address so much of that in this housing bill that we fought like warrior poets in the House to make sure it was good Republican policy in the end. And it cuts regulations, it reduces costs, it helps spur on construction, and it gives more affordability and availability to more people. The president is 100% in favor of all that. It will become law. I've encouraged him that he should put he has a big, bold signature, as you all know. And I said, sir, you should get the fattest black marker you have and sign your name really big on that, because the results of it, I'm telling you, are going to be very, very good for the American people, and it will fulfill your promises and your desires, sir, to make sure that more people can grasp the American dream. And so I hope he does sign it. If he doesn't, it's still law. We'll still celebrate it. But he's trying to make a point, and I think he's making it very effectively. And the fact that you all ask me every 3 steps down the hallway illustrates that he has achieved the desired objective, and that is to make Save America the number one thing, because if we don't get that right, everybody's concerned about what happens next. So I think that's a way to summarize it. Thanks for the lifetime commentary. On a Supreme Court case I haven't read yet. I'll go do my best and dig into that. Thank you all for the time.